Hey guys, it's Liam here, and today I'm so excited to review the book The Way of the Wolf by Jordan Belfort, the infamous Wolf of Wall Street himself. Belfort has an incredible story of success. He describes himself as a natural-born salesperson who's always outperformed the other people around him. And in this book, he outlines the system that he's been using to create success for himself for years. Not only that, he turned the average salesperson in his company to earning over $1 million a year within 90 days of implementing this system in his firm. So it's incredibly effective. The book is excellent. I highly recommend you buy it and absorb it and use it to change your life. Today we're covering the first 4 chapters. I'm going to give you the main principles that he outlines and describe it a little bit. But again, you've got to purchase this book. It will change your life. Okay guys, since I do not have PowerPoint yet installed on my computer, this is how we're going to do things today. So we're going to jump right in, starting with chapter 1. So this system is called straight line selling. This system is referred to as straight line selling. Okay? And we're going to cover the core concepts today. The overarching core concept of the straight line selling method is that every sale is the same. Now, people are different, prospects are different, their needs and wants and objections vary slightly, but at the end of the day, it boils down to every sale is the same and can be done following a simple system. And so that's what we're learning about today. Now, the first thing that you guys need to understand about this is the 3 10s, what he calls the 3 10s. Now, the 3 10s can be described as using a scale from 1 to 10, okay? So 1 from 10. He calls this a continuum of certainty. So the goal is to get the prospect to a 10 on this continuum of certainty. Okay, so the first 10 is going to be the product, idea, or concept. Okay, so the way that he describes it in the book is a 10 is they absolutely love the product, idea, or concept, and a 1 is they think it's shit. It's just terrible. So we want to move the prospect as close to a 10 on this level of certainty as we possibly can. And that's going to be an overarching goal of everything that we're going to say. So the next 10th is you, okay? This prospect has to trust and connect with you. Otherwise, you've got no real chance of actually making a sale with this person. The third 10 that we need to get them to a 10 on the certainty scale is going to be the company. So again, they need to trust and connect with your company and understand that we're not going to screw them over. We're here to serve them. So every conversation, every word that we say with this person, the goal is to get them from, down here all the way to a 10 in each of these areas. Once they have a high level of certainty about the product, they love it, they have a high level of certainty about you, they know that you're there to meet their needs and to help them, and they have a high level of certainty about the company that you're representing, you have a very strong possibility of making the close with this person. And without any one of these 3 areas of certainty, your chance of closing is extremely low. Now, when a person gives you an objection, what they're saying is they do not have a high level of certainty about one of these 3 things. So no matter which objection that they're giving you, you can always understand that they need more certainty. And the way to use this is when a person gives you an objection, you're going to direct your conversation to Overcome that objection. Let them know that that specific thing is going to be taken care of by your company, you, or the product. And then you're going to continue your presentation saying more things to raise certainty in each of these 3 areas. That's called looping. So when a person gives you an objection, let's say they're here. They give you an objection, okay? You're going to overcome that objection. Not only are you going to overcome it, you're also going to add more certainty to each one of these areas, either to how the product's going to help make their life better, how you are going to make their life better, and how you're the most qualified person to do this, or how your company is going to take great care of them better than anybody else can. Now, once that happens, many times prospects will have more than one objection, right? You know, most times you're going to have at least 3 or 4 objections until you actually close the sale. So same thing, we're going to loop again. They have another objection. So not only are we going to overcome that objection, we're going to give them more reasons that they should feel certain about the product and how it's going to help them, us, and our company. And the same thing, we're going to keep repeating this loop figure until we have made them absolutely certain that this is the right product for them, you're the right person to sell it to them, and this company is going to fulfill their needs and their wants, and they're going to do it excellently. He calls it straight line selling, and that's the thing. So here is the open of the sale, and here is the close. And the idea is we want to take the prospect on a straight line from the open to the close, okay? And the example he gives is every one of us have had those lay down sales where it's been that person that just says yes to everything you say, and then you close, and it was easy as pie, no objections. That's awesome. The problem is that is not usually how it happens. So what we need to do is maintain control of the situation. In fact, not just maintain control, but from the very beginning, we need to take control of the sale and guide this person. I want you to think of this as a locus of control, where this line is us getting the prospect from open to close, and these are objections. This is the person's own thoughts, questions, etc. Now, it's okay to get a little bit of the off the beaten path, where you're not the only person saying everything, and the customer or prospect has questions or they have doubts. That's okay, and that's normal. But we have to stay in this area of us being in control right here. Once the prospect starts doing wild things, taking control of the sale, deciding what's going to happen next, that's when you are out of control and you've lost the sale, hands down. So Jordan gives us some to use to get a person through the straight line from open to close. The first one is to take immediate control of the sale. So this is going to be done by making a great first impression and asking questions. As soon as you start asking questions, you are in control of the sale. You're the person who's in control of the conversation. And of course, you have to make a great first impression, because immediately, right off the bat, that customer needs, or that prospect, that future customer needs to trust you and know that you're an expert. We're going to cover that a little bit later. And something else is, when you're speaking, it always needs to be directed towards the aim of closing this person. You're not wasting their time. You're not building unnecessary rapport. That's what novices do. You're here to help them do what they came here to do, and that's to buy a product from you that's going to solve their needs and their wants. The next guideline he gives us is to engage in massive intelligence gathering. This is so important while building rapport. Okay, so we need to find out, why is this guest here today? What is going on in their life that made them come into your store or call you on the phone looking for a solution? Now, you're going to ask questions, and you're going to ask more questions than you've ever asked before, and it's going to transform your life. That's the idea here, is you need to know every nook and cranny of why they're there, what their needs are, what they value, who they are, what their kids do, where they go to school, etc. Well, maybe not that deep, but you do need to know exactly why the guest is there. You need to know what's paining them. What are they looking for? What features and benefits are most important to them in the product that they're looking to get from you? And of course, the more we go down this line, the more we gain massive intelligence, we're going to be asking more invasive questions. So we need to make sure that we're being friendly, personable, and likable, and that person feels like they can trust us. The next guideline is smoothly transition into a straight line presentation so you can begin the process of building absolute certainty in each of the 3 tens. And this is the moneymaker. This is the purpose of the entire system, to begin the process of building absolute certainty in each of the 3 tens. That is the main goal of what we're doing. When you build absolute certainty in each of the 3 tens, you're going to close that prospect 9 out of 10 times, if they're closable. He describes people as, if they're closable, you're going to close them. Some people are not closable. They're not serious about buying something. They came into your store because they were bored, and they don't know how to tell you that they're wasting your time, etc. Knowing those core principles by themselves is going to massively transform your sales effectiveness. Now we're going to go deeper. Okay, guys, now we're going to talk about the 5 core elements of the straight line system. These are the elements that you're going to go back to again and again. This is the meat and potatoes of this selling system. So we're not going to go too in depth, and a lot of this is something you've already heard, but seeing all of the each element laid out in succession is going to be something that you can reference again and again to make sure that you're still improving with this system and getting better at closing people. So 1, the prospect must love your product. That's the thing, getting to a 10 on the certainty continuum for the product. 2nd, the prospect must trust and connect with you. Again, getting them to a 10 for you. 3, they must trust and connect with your company. Now, number 4 is where things get different. You need to lower the action threshold. So a person's action threshold is how naturally inclined they are to take action right now. Someone with a low action threshold is somebody who's quick to take action. Somebody with a high action threshold is somebody who is not quick or keen to take action quickly. And so we need to get that person to lower their action threshold so they'll buy from you today. Something that is very important to understand about the action threshold is that it is malleable, and it can and should be influenced by you. Now, the 5th core element, raise the pain threshold. So pain is the greatest motivator in the human psyche. We are going to put pressure on someone's pain points to help them understand why they need to take action today, right now. Humans are biologically wired to avoid pain over any other natural motivator. And if you don't believe me, imagine this. So someone tells you that you could get $10,000 by doing some task. How fast do you think you would act on it? You think you'd immediately say, yes, I'm in? Or would you ask questions, do research, ask your friends about the opportunity, and then maybe do something about it, maybe take action? But on the flip side, what if your wife called you right now and said, hey, $10,000 is missing from our bank account? How soon do you think you would be on the phone with the bank solving the problem? Right? No, you would go down to the bank immediately and say, hey, we got to fix this right now. The human brain is more primed to run away from pain than it is to gain pleasure. So we're going to use that knowledge of the human psyche to help somebody make a purchasing decision right now. Okay, now the next really important thing to understand is that we have 4 seconds to convey to somebody that they can trust us. That's how long, on average, it takes somebody's brain to make an impression of whether or not that they can trust us. Okay, so we have a very short time frame to affect somebody's subconscious mind, and the first impression is so powerful that if the first impression is negative, Harvard studies show that it takes 8 subsequent positive impressions to erase the initial bad one that you made. And you just don't get that many opportunities in a sales situation. You've got 4 seconds to influence somebody to want to buy from you right off the bat. So Jordan gives us 3 guidelines here of how we can influence somebody. The first, be sharp as a tack. You want people to right immediately think that you are quick-witted, you're smart, you're confident, you have a sense of urgency. You're going to deliver faster than other people. There are a lot of different ways to do this, and we'll cover that more in depth in chapters 7 and 8. The second guideline is that you are enthusiastic as hell. When you're enthusiastic, people automatically, subconsciously think that you have something great to offer them. That there's something about you that you're so excited about that they just have to get in on it. The definition of a sale is the transfer of enthusiasm. So that's what we want to do, and we want to make sure that their first impression of us is that we are enthusiastic as hell. And then the third impression that we need to make is that we are experts in our field. Who would you rather buy from? Someone that's brand new or somebody who knows what the hell they're talking about? Obviously, we want somebody who's an expert in the field. That's the idea. When we make that impression when they first come, they're going to be much more prone to letting us take control and to guide them through the steps of the sale to the close, finding the perfect solution for them that they came in to find. Another important thing is if you are new to sales, you're not an expert in your field yet, it's important to act as if you're an expert. It's important to project confidence, and not just to project that falsely, but to learn as quickly as you can everything about your products, your industry, your competition, so that you truly can help these people better than anybody else. That's the idea. You want to be that person's go-to source. Not only is that going to help you gain their trust initially, that's going to have them tell their friends and families that they have to come and see you because you are by and far the expert, and you're going to help them out. The final chapter in these first 4 chapters is about tonality and body language. This is just an introductory chapter to this concept, but he talks strongly about, especially when you're making a first impression, but also throughout the sales process, that your tonality and your body language is going to influence the other person and their perception of you massively. 90% of our communication is done through our tone and our body language, and people can, on a subconscious level, hear and feel if you are somebody that they should be trusting, and if you know what you're talking about. They're going to have a gut feeling about that because they're picking it up on their subconscious, and that's what we want. We want them to know deep inside them that we are sharp as a tack, we're enthusiastic as hell, and we are an expert in our field, and we are there to help them. Now, the other 10% is our words, which are incredibly important. You can't discount just because it's 10% doesn't mean it's not important. It is. And that's why we have goal-oriented communication. Every word that we're going to say is going to build certainty in one of those 3 10s. It's going to get them closer to absolute certainty, and then they cannot say no. They have to say yes because they know that this is the right solution for them. Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you got so much out of that general overview. Do yourself a favor and buy this book. Even the best salesperson is going to learn something, and they're going to get better. So there's a link in the description to help you purchase the book. And if you are looking to create an awesome, fulfilling life that you love, go ahead and grab a copy of the free ebook that my multimillionaire mentor, Jeff, is allowing me to give to you for free, called The Millionaire Shortcut. I'm so excited for your guys' success, and I can't wait to see you next time. Until then, be great.